So let's talk about how to prepare for the FOMC meeting this week. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. Today's September 17th, 2023. And one of the things that you should know is that the overall NASDAQ market this week will be affected by this FOMC rate decision. For those that are unaware, right, the NASDAQ market pulled back on Friday. We're testing previous support levels. There's no reason to really break down. Again, normally on Sunday, I talk about the top 10 stocks that our group members see value in, right? This week has a lot just to do with what the Federal Reserve decides on doing with this overall market. There's a pretty high probability, according to this Fed rate monitor tool on investing.com, a 98% probability that the Federal Reserve will pause rate hikes, this month, meaning that they will not be raising interest rates. So the market should like that, right? This is already somewhat factored in, but we'll see how the market reacts. As of right now, NASDAQ market is up 0.11%. Normally on Sundays, I break down the top 10 stocks that our group members see value in. I talk about the good, I talk about the bad. But this week is a little bit different, right? Because something that might look good right now might not look so hot when the FOMC rate decision is in, right? For those that are unaware, right, if you go to the Federal Reserve Board under calendar, you can see the schedule for this week. And it's very easy to see that on the 20th of September, there's an FOMC meeting. And this is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, I will be live streaming this for free on our YouTube channel. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss out, again, all we literally ask you to do is to drop a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because if not, YouTube will not notify you when it is that we go live. With that being said, where is the NASDAQ market at right now? And how can this FOMC meeting influence the overall market, right? Well, as of right now, I would like to say that the NASDAQ market is at a support range, and pretty much a critical support range, because it would not surprise me leading up to Wednesday, because that's when it is, right? On the 20th of September, that leading up to it, if the market is factoring in advance what it expects the Federal Reserve to do. And this is kind of the bothersome part, because once the report is actually released, if it comes in as expected, then the market doesn't really react as dramatically as it would if things were not already factored in advance. But as of right now, as you can see, it's very easy to see previous support range right around 370. A lot of you guys know, if you guys paid attention to our videos of last week, we shorted the NASDAQ market from 377 all the way down to 370, making money as the market sold off. But we closed those positions, right? Because we're approaching this previous support range. So just as much as we sold off on Friday, the market could begin to recover right back to the same old resistance level around 377 to 380. So my focus for this week, and again, my focus does not need to be your focus, but I want to make sure that when the Federal Reserve announces the rate decision, that I am cash, meaning that I don't have an open position on anything that, again, is to go long or to go short. I want to make sure that I allow and give the market time to react. Again, I know it sounds very boring, but I would rather direction to be super clear and then choose to react based off of that, instead of hoping for something to happen that might never actually happen, right? As of right now, again, on the 1 hour time frame, very easy to see those support and resistance levels. If we look at this 4 hour time frame, again, you kind of get a bigger picture of, yes, can things get better, but we definitely have margin to potentially see things to get worse, right? For some apparent reason, if the market just begins to sell off because of the FOMC rate decision that is announced on Wednesday, again, you can punch air, you can do whatever it is that you want, you can complain, but remember, the only people that freak out when the market pulls on back are those that simply did not take time to prepare. I think this week will really be a week where your patience is going to be challenged and your ability to stay disciplined, right? It's those that wait for that true opportunity to present itself, either when market's extremely bearish or extremely bullish. Once this rate decision is in place, then the NASDAQ market and overall markets should be able to move a little bit smoother, right? CPI data report was recently released last week. Overall CPI, yes, it did come in as expected, a little bit higher than what was reported before, but core CPI did go down. The Federal Reserve normally likes that. And I think that is why there is such a high probability, according to this Fed rate monitor tool, that the Federal Reserve will pause on Wednesday again. And it's because there is such a high expectation that their intention based off of that economic data is to be more dovish and less hawkish. Everything else, right? So when asking the question, oh man, should I go long? Should I go short? Should I buy this stock? Should I sell this stock? As of right now, at least for myself, the only thing I'm focused on is I don't mind taking day trades, right? So tomorrow for our live trading session and on Tuesday, if I see a quick day trade opportunity presenting itself, will I take advantage of it? Well, of course, right? If all my criteria is met. But is it a trade that I'm going to be super aggressive with? Probably not, because Wednesday is going to be that big day for me, right? At 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be live streaming it. We're going to be capturing the market's reaction. And that day moving forward is where I really want things to, as long as opportunity presents itself, at that point, I could choose to be a little bit more aggressive. But as of right now, Monday and Tuesday, if I see a decent trade setup, sure, I'll take a trade. But those are not the days that I'm going to want to be super, super aggressive, because what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, imagine entering a position, it doesn't go according to plan. You make a very simple mistake of bag holding, and then things get even worse on Wednesday when the FOMC meeting happens. How many times has that happened to anyone, where a day trade turns into a swing trade and then things get much worse than what was expected, right? That is why for this week, I just wanted to focus on that. It's not so much that whatever stock you want to buy or sell is not important, is that I would just personally wait until the FOMC rate decision is put into place, just to make sure that direction is on your side. It would just be very regretful that, there's an amazing opportunity on maybe whatever stock it is that you're paying attention to. But if this FOMC meeting just begins to make the market go south, you're going to end up regretting taking an early position on something based off of what you hoped happened, right? And that's happened way too many times, at least for myself, where you get ahead of yourself and you just instantly end up regretting it moments after, right? So let's keep trading simple this week, right? Let's not overcomplicate it. Let's stay disciplined. Let's stay selective. And after the FOMC meeting, I wouldn't mind being aggressive if direction is clear. But until then, sorry to keep it boring, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm excited to trade live tomorrow with our LPP team. If I see a decent trade setup, you guys will see my entries and you'll see my exits during that live session. But other than that, I'm not here to overcomplicate it. I don't want to overtrade, and I want to make sure that I lead by example with that. So I do appreciate you guys' time. I'm excited for those that have never watched an FOMC meeting, for you to be able to get a taste of what it's like during this live stream. So again, if it's not too much to ask, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because not only are we going to be capturing the market reacting to that rate decision, but also Jerome Powell normally speaks 30 minutes after, and it's going to be cool to see how, when he speaks, how the market can almost instantly change direction, or based off of what he says and how he says it, can give the market some form of expectation that was not already factored in. It's just a really interesting time to be able to see someone with so much influence the overall market, right? So excited to experience that with you guys. I hope to see you there Wednesday. For others that are part of LPP, make sure that you set your alarms for market open. We're excited to be able to host that live session. And if you want to tune on in, if you're not part of our team just yet, the second link in the description down below. It's one of our biggest sells. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and you'll get to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow at market open and every day moving forward other than that. So really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope that we're in a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.